for the nation of Brazil, I saw a storm rise in the nation of Brazil. And I saw major calamity. So we need to pray.
It began as a police operation, but it has now become the deadliest raid in Brazil's history. 132 people are dead, and now critics are asking, how did it go so wrong? Protesters gathered outside the state government offices, chanting, "Assassins."
I saw a storm rise in the nation of Brazil. And I saw major calamity.
Now to Brazil, which is witnessing the deadliest police operation in its history. More than 130 people have been killed. The operation was launched against a violent gang, but it seems innocents have died as well. The raids happened in Rio de Janeiro. The target was one of Brazil's biggest criminal gangs, but the scale of violence has shocked the country. There's drone footage. It shows bodies lined up at the city's medical legal institute. Officials say that they seized drugs and weapons, but critics say this was not a victory. This was a massacre. Apparently, Brazil's president, Lula da Silva, was not even informed about the raid. Now the country's Supreme Court has stepped in. The United Nations has condemned the killings, and families in Rio are still coming to terms with the horror.
Levanta daí, cara!
As 26 comunidades dessas áreas aqui, dos 100 alvos da Operação 30.
Vou chegar aqui, tá?
Families laid bodies out in the streets.
Whatever kind of storm this is, I did not get the full details, but I saw a storm rise in Brazil.
Public safety and human rights. The Red Command is Rio's oldest and most emblematic criminal organizations, born in the late 1970s out of prison alliances and later supercharged by the cocaine trade. It is a formidable national syndicate with an estimated 30,000 members operating in roughly 20 states, with supply chains and safe havens extending into neighboring countries. The group is locked in persistent conflicts with rival gangs and in recent years has intensified a fight for Amazonian trafficking routes, a shift that has bled violence from the urban favelas into remote borderlands. On one hand, many citizens, especially those frustrated by chronic violence and the gang control in the favelas, welcome the show of force, seeing it as long overdue action against powerful criminal networks that seemed untouchable. On the other hand, there was alarm over how the operation played out, with residents describing fear and confusion over being trapped in the middle of firefights. Meanwhile, the federal government, led by Lula da Silva, faced challenges from the state leadership, which argued that it had not been given adequate support for such security operations. The government strategy may have scored headlines, but the broader public remains divided on whether this marks a turning point in the crackdown on organized crime or a repeat of a troubling pattern.
I saw major calamity.
The death toll continues to rise, a day after more than 2,000 police officers raided the Complexo da Penha favela in a crackdown against drug traffickers. People recovered bodies left behind after the raid and laid them out in a public square to be taken to the morgue.
The police can detain those who did something wrong. That's okay. They just can't shoot them down like animals.
Angry residents marched through the favela protesting the killings. Like many in Rio, this community is under the control of criminal organizations. In this case, the Red Command, Brazil's second largest gang. But gun battles between police and traffickers have left thousands of innocent residents caught in the crossfire and living in constant fear of stray bullets.
So we need to pray. Whatever kind of storm this is, I did not get the full details, but I saw a storm rise in Brazil.
A prayer for peace after the deadliest police action in Rio de Janeiro's history.